Testing two, testing two. Kindly let us know the quality of the audio. If you are listening and watching, please let us know the audio quality so that we can work on it. If it needs any sort of tweaking, please let us know the quality of the audio. If you're getting the audio really clear, please let us know. If not, so that we can make some interventions. Two, if the audio quality is good, please let us know so that we can begin this live podcast. Just kindly leave a comment. Kindly leave a comment so that we can start this podcast. All right, folks, just kindly leave a comment for us so that we can know that the audio quality is good. We live here along the chicken soup factory corridor. So just kindly leave a comment. All right, so Jurassic, our producer, is going to look out for your comments, and so that we can start this podcast. My name is Diamond Slanger. We here on the Chicken Soup Factory Road. If you're just joining us, remember during the State of the Nation address, President Boyka made mention of interventions being made on road projects, and he mentioned community roads that are being constructed, and in other places where previously there was road or asphalt pavement is being rehabilitated, or a new pavement is being laid as well. So our tour has brought us here in the Chicken Soup Factory community, to be precise. We're right at the turning point. This is where the Chicken Soup Factory Road meets the LPRC Road, and it heads all the way to Johnsonville. So we'll be in a conversation with some of the site engineers. They will be filling us in on the specifics of this project and the duration of the construction works as well. If you're just joining us, kindly do share this podcast. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm fine.
All right. What about microphone?
Microphone?
Okay. So I'm Diamond Slanger, as you may be aware. Your name?
I'm Engineer Ruby Matali.
Engineer Ruby Matali, and you?
Engineer Shadrach Nyema.
Okay, Engineer Shadrach Nyema. So we're on your project site this afternoon. We just bounced in on you guys unannounced. Yeah, but it's good that you at least have given us your audience so that we can have this conversation. So what is the name of the group that is undertaking this particular project?
So we are QE24 Liberia. QE24 group of company Liberia.
Okay, QE24.
It's a Liberian-owned construction company.
All right. So we can just be taking a stroll as we're having this conversation, so that people can get to see what sort of work you're doing here on this road. So my next question is, what sort of work is ongoing here? Is it just rehabilitation or intervention work, or is a complete pavement, asphalt pavement, that you're about to do here on the stretch of the road?
So the project is start rehabilitation because there was already alignment there.
Okay.
But we are rehabilitating it to improve it.
Okay.
So we will be doing soil stabilization, top with the asphalt, rigid mass rigid concrete topic.
Okay.
That's what we will be doing.
So you're not doing asphalt, you're doing rigid concrete?
No, it's not asphalt.
Okay.
So the finishing will be mass concrete.
Okay. So for those of us who are not engineers like you and Matadi here, what is the difference between asphalt and mass rigid concrete, so that we know what sort of topping is going to be placed here on this road project?
So asphalt, when we say asphalt, that is one that the common man will call kota, right? And when we talk about mass concrete or reinforced concrete, is the one that men will call the cement road.
Okay.
So this one, a common Liberian term would be the cement road.
Okay, so that cement road you're putting here.
When it is finished.
When it's finished.
The top will be
so let you by your engineer, I'm an owner worker, let me pin this one on you so that the people can listen to you and listen to...
You should pin it on the side because Ruben will be talking
for
as
Ruben
well.
as well, so it'll be right, it can pick you and Ruben up.
Yeah.
All right, so then my next question is, what informed, this being a mass rigid pavement instead of an asphalt pavement?
So, what happened is we are doing soil stabilization, right? So if we stabilize the soil at 300 cm, right, Ruby? Yeah, 30 cm. 30 cm, rather. We stabilize the soil at 30 cm, which is 1 foot thick. So soil stabilization is something that you use with the soil to make it stronger, make it harder, as if to say you catch the place, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so knowing that this corridor is industrial zone, as you can see, all of the factories are here. So it means the asset loading on this corridor will be huge, right?
Okay.
So I think from the ministry angle, they thought it was that if you use asphalt pavement, it will deteriorate in no time. So they went for something stronger and durable.
All right. So if I'm to picture what this mass rigid pavement is it similar to what we have leading to the PHP Park, along that route there throughout from the barracks there where we have Rallytown Market? There is something of a sort that looks rigid. Is it what you're talking about, that kind of cement pavement?
Yeah, I don't really picture what you're talking about.
Okay.
But what I would say that everybody can picture is the similar thing that is done in front of Cimenco.
Okay.
And around the Freeport area.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that is based on the assessment that this is an industrial zone, and you have heavy trucks, you have access to this road on a regular, so it's better to have the pavement than the rigid concrete pavement than the asphalt, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So what is the specifications, apart from the fact that we have now gathered that is rigid concrete, but what other specifications and safety features are to come on this particular road? We're approaching a covered area, and you can kindly explain to us how many of these you have as well, and what other interventions will be made in terms of the specifications of this project.
Yeah, so I will give Ruben Matadi the chance to show you with the hydraulic structures, the amount of hydraulic structures we have, and what are some of the implementations we're making.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so engineer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so what are the specifications of this road in terms of the length, the interventions that you're making here? We see you lowering coverts as well, and any other safety features this road will be equipped with.
Okay, in terms of the length, the entire corridor, it starts from the Chikizu Factory Japan Freeway intersection to Kiaba, which is 8.3 kilometers. Okay. So this section, which is phase 1, is from the Chikizu Factory to Johnsonville, which is 4.1 kilometers. In terms of the hydraulic structures, and then as you can see, we are at covered line 4.
This is the fourth covered line.
The fourth covered line. As you can see, we are already placing. We have already constructed our beddings. The manpower are placing the cover. The entire corridor, we have 7 cover lines. The 4th line, and then there are 3 other lines in the most critical section. That is within the Basatan corridor.
Okay, so this is not the most critical.
No, this is not the most.
This is just the 4th line.
Yeah, this is just the 4th line. The most critical section is the swamp section, somewhere around our campsite.
Okay, somewhere around our campsite.
Yes.
So these are hydraulics, as you said.
Yeah, hydraulic structure. This is a 900 millimeter PEP cover. Okay. As you can see, where the guys are standing with construct a catchment, where all of the runoff from up there will come and empty in, and then this cross drain will take it with the chassis this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the most critical sectors are swamplands and the prune, and that's one of the things that can undermine any road network if you don't have a good drainage system. So you place in that as well. Yes. I'm looking at the finished product as well. Would this road have a sidewalk, speed ramps, and the rest in its finished design in terms of what you'll be doing when you're done with this entire project?
Yeah, there will be a sidewalk and sectional sidewalk and side drains along the corridor.
When you say sectional, some of us don't understand.
There won't be, how they call it, side drain through all the corridor.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So where it's needed, that's where it will be.
Especially along the, how they call it, the sections that we place in cover. Like section like this, we will construct a sidewalk here. I mean a side drain. Yeah.
So how does it feel being a Liberian engineer? We've had this conversation for far too long that Liberian companies and Liberian engineers that are graduating, various engineering schools from Liberia and around the world are not given the opportunity to showcase, their expertise. Being two young Liberian engineers, I'm proud to be in your midst. How does it feel working on this corridor that tomorrow, once it's done, you can also, pound your chest proudly and say, look, we were part of this, we did this, and this is what the finished product is?
Well, it feels so cool to practice what you learn in your own country. It feels so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the duration? We know it's 8.3 kilometers. 4.1 is phase 1.
Yeah.
What is the duration of this entire phase 1? Looking at the rainy season is approaching, and you know how torrential our rains are, and you're talking about concrete and the rest. What's the duration? What do you hope to achieve before the rains come?
Yeah, before the rain, we want to complete all of our hydraulic structures within this corridor, do all of our earthworks. Our international partners will soon be able to help with the soil stabilization solvent that we're supposed to be using, which is the Attackrete.
All right. So, do you hope to have a segment of the rigid concrete pavement, laid before the intense of our rainy season, that is the middle of our rainy season?
Yeah, our target this dry season is to ensure that at least 1.5 kilometers is paved with the mass concrete.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is 1.5 is up to the turning point.
Okay, from the junction to where we headed to the turning point where we started from.
Exactly.
That's 1.5.
Yes.
And phase 1 is 4.1.
Yes.
All right. So you intend before the rainy season.
Before the rainy season.
Yeah.
But there are other works before pavement.
Okay.
There are other preparatory works.
Okay.
So,
Such as?
The construction of the hydraulic structures, the earthworks, and a whole lot of things that we're supposed to be doing. But our focus is to ensure that about 1.5 kilometers is paved from the Chickasaw Factory Japan Freeway intersection to the turning point LPRC.
All right. So we're giving our people a real-time feel of what the 1.5 kilometers you're talking about is in terms of length. That's where we started this live podcast, and we headed to the main Japan Freeway, Chickasaw Factory Junction. That's 1.5. Do you have bridges, whether small or large, anything incorporated in this design? Talking about you have a critical section that is swampy. Is there anything like a bridge or anything?
Yes,
just covers?
in terms of our hydraulic structure within the first 1.5 kilometers, we have 4 lines of covers. We were just at line 4. We are currently heading to line 3, where you will see a double line of 1200 millimeter covers being already placed with reinforcement work being done for the encasement purpose.
And the engineer is breathing. we haven't even gone half of the 1.5, but they were bragging earlier to us coming on that it's something they can do 15, 16 times a day.
But when you're talking,
when you are being interviewed,
everybody get an era.
Sure.
But let's look at the community's reception of this project. Road connectivity is very pivotal. You're talking about taking away dust. You're talking about vehicle owners now having to go through all of the struggles of potholes, manholes, and the rest, and trying to replace it with a permanent solution. What reception have you guys gotten from the community since the inception of this project?
Oh, the reception is just so great. The people of Chicken Soup Factory are lovely people. You know, they receive us wholeheartedly. I mean, the time quoting from the community chairman, he said this is something they have been waiting for over 40 plus years. So we are not having any issue of confrontation with the community. I mean, we work together. All of our daily hires you see, we take them from right in the community. Like some of the operators, the guy that was operating the front end loader there at line 4, he lives here. The guy that is operating the excavator, he lives here. So you see, so we are cohabitating on this project. So the community response to the project is cool. It's very good.
That's interesting because we do see some structures have been marked to be removed and all of that, and sometimes demolishing structures which may be homes and business centers of people. You might meet resistance, you know, and some sort of ill feeling. But you said all of that is non-existent as this particular project started.
Interestingly, Diamond,
Yeah.
when the zoning team marked these structures along the corridor for demolition, before they came, the people themselves initiated their self-demolition.
Meaning they really do want this project.
They really do
They've
want it.
embraced this project.
Yes. So,
All right, so this is covered line 3.
yes,
Alright.
this is line 3.
So the guys are going to run us specifics of this, the technical, you know, details which we are not inclined with or to. So they're going to speak to us.
Anyway, we have our other team members, engineers, that the public wares. Yeah, Otello. Okay, come closer. Okay, so as you can see, this is cover line 3, your cover, 1200. We have already constructed the bedding, the base where the cover will rest. You can see there's a work ongoing for encasement. Yes.
So what? We know you're technical, you've been speaking all your technical jargons, but a lot of us watching and listening are not engineers, and we're concerned about, you know, what you mean, the encasement. Is it the steel rods and all these
The
things?
steel rod with when they say encasement, they talk about concrete surround in the article in layman term. This is where you article do all of your steel work and things, and then you will cast it using concrete for reinforced concrete. That is why we're using we are doing all of our rebar construction.
Okay.
From there we do all of the form work and things, and then the casting, the putting of concrete will be done for more durability.
So this looks like a major waterway.
Very.
This part is the fact that you're using, you said double major water line. What does this empty into? This you created another detour around the LPRC area, but this is a basic community one to roads to move about, you know. And what other detours are there in terms
the corridor, and then we have about 3 supplementary detours that connect the Chicken Soup Factory Road corridor and that of the LPRC road. So, for example, in front of the school there, we go there, you will see.
we can just be walking, and you're blocking the microphone.
Sure.
Yeah, no problem. I will help you. I'm on an area. All right. Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, our main detour connects 3 other detours that are connected to the Chicken Soup Factory Road corridor. So that is when you are living this side and going to work, you want to either going to work or school, coming back home, you can use the detour that's a passive fence from this side.
All right.
Yes. And also, if you are living across this the third cover line, you use the LPRC corridor.
Okay, where we started.
Where we started from.
All right, so there is no issue of people not having access to their homes and their business centers.
That's why we are doing the construction, the cover construction in phases.
Okay.
We started with line 1 and 2
Okay.
to utilize the detour, and then line 3 and 4. But we realized another detour while we were excavating line 1 and 2. Line 1 and 3 rather, so which allow us to excavate line 4.
All right.
So if you walk after the next detour there, you will see an existing cover that is yet to be excavated, all because of this detour issue. So we left that. When we complete line 1 and backfill, it's just that it will take a little time, because at first the Ministry of Public Works wanted us to do hunch and rings of the cover.
What is hunch and rings?
The hunch and ring is you place your cover, and then you cast it halfway, and then you seal all the joints. So later on, that method was changed by the minister when he visited the site. He said that there should be a full encasement. So the encasement process will take a little time. Cast the entire thing, we have to wait for at least 14 days curing before we can loosen out the foam and be able to backfill and things.
I see this particular stretch that we on looks compacted.
Yes.
Have you started?
In water.
Okay.
Yeah,
have you started compacting?
Yes. As you can see the surface, we have already placed our first layer of laterite.
Okay.
It has been compacted. The compaction process is a continual thing until we can. I think so. Our first layer is already placed within this section. We are doing it per section because sections that we are doing at construction of the hydraulic structure, we are skipping them because you need to wait for the cover work to finish before you do earthwork. You can be doing cover work and be doing earthwork at the same time. So when we finish with the cover work at line 2, then
So the
but
ring.
it's just that not cutting your diamond.
Yeah.
The plastic issue in Chicken Factory is difficult. Every day we
that-
are here picking plastic.
We, as a
Every day.
community as well, we had
Every
an
day,
intervention
as
made
you
on our community road that was destroyed and was for over 30 years after the. And speaking from my experience, in the community, what we did was we also formed part of the project. As you said, the community has embraced the project and helping to make sure that, the plastic and the rest and the other things can be the community's way of also intervening. That is, if the leadership can put themselves together, talk to their people, and come up with a means and a way of assisting you guys in making sure that they can handle that aspect. Because when you picking plastic, the time you're supposed to take to do something else, you're going to picking plastic and all of that. That's one of the main reasons I asked about communities, intervention. So this is a detour here, right?
This is one of the supplementary detour that connect the Chicken Factory and the corridor. So if you are living this way, you say you can move between line 1, line 2, and 3.
Okay.
Yes.
From here.
From here.
Okay, so this is the detour.
Yeah, detour. From
No.
it allows you to move between 1, 2, and 3.
I'm asking because we parked somewhere and we're looking for how we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
But
We'll show you the way.
Rainy season, though you just do 1.5 kilometers, the concern is the project going to be abandoned while it's raining, to wait for the rains to subside and cease before you can resume, or there will be intervention works being made on the road while raining to make sure that all of this doesn't go to waste and you start all over?
Definitely. There will be some interventions made.
What sort of interventions are we talking about?
Like common things, because during the rains you cannot do heavy work, like heavy work cannot be done during the rain, right? So while this rain is ongoing, we will be looking at side joints and other things to relieve the community from floods.
Yes.
Yes, we will be looking at side drains, and we'll even be earmarking some areas that were not captured during the survey that would need side drains and other things. So these are some of the work we'll be doing. So the corridor will not be entirely abandoned during the rainy season.
It will be maintained
We
through
have our
other
office down on the same place, so it's like almost every day we will be here.
All right.
Yeah.
So that was a major concern because we've had these instances where when it's raining, construction companies or engineering firms will go on a sabbatical and they come back, they start to do the whole thing over again, and money goes to waste and the project time spent is stretched beyond imagination. So this is
Cover line
line
number 2.
okay. This line.
This is yeah. 16.
Of the water problem.
We elevate is going to the engine be
Yeah.
To
We pass on the and side, even from this side.
project.
Yeah.
4.1 for phase 1 and then 4.2 for phase
For
2,
phase
making everything 8.3, right?
Yes.
But looking at other hydraulics, as you said, you'll be doing, not continuous sidewalks and drainages, but at places that they needed.
Yes.
But one key thing is, this is a congested community. Been a criticism of projects that have been done so far, and it's not leveled at your feet, but this is a government project.
Yeah.
Will you in a congested this stretch? Is it not well? Means speeding.
Speeding.
Are you guys?
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
I know.
Yeah,
I know where
we-
you come from.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So when it comes to speed bump construction, that will be done. It will be done lastly when
Yeah.
pavement, everything
Those
is
things
completed.
are under miscellaneous.
So yeah. So these are miscellaneous works that
When you're
we'll
doing
be
your road
doing.
marking,
Road
you
marking,
can do your speed,
speed
bumps,
bumps and things.
and, to regulate your traffic.
Yes.
You can plan your road signs.
Yeah.
So those are
Yeah.
miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous works.
Those
That is
are the
going to be
last things.
captured.
Yeah.
Looking at how densely populated this place is, and to make sure.
We have already marked out sections that we're supposed to be doing.
All right. So
Other
folks, if
sessions.
you're just joining us, we're live here on the Chicken Soup Factory Road construction site. We're almost approaching the main junction, the Chicken Soup Factory main junction, and I can tell you for sure that we probably in a few minutes have walked 1.5 kilometers. And this phase 1 covers 4.1 kilometers of road, and it's from the Chicken Soup Factory junction to Johnsonville. And then phase 2 is from Johnsonville to Bannersville?
From
Kaba.
Johnsonville to Kaba.
To Kaba.
Yeah.
So that is phase 2. So this road is also not just going to be accessible to the people within this community. It is also a detour for those who will be taking this side to go to Kaba. You don't need to go all the way to Bannersville. You can just detour here and use the paved road, and that is a way of decongesting traffic as well.
Yes. Sure.
So that's one of the main reasons of having these community roads, because it also serves as decongesting, traffic and all of that. Imagine I go in this side, I don't have to go to Bannersville anymore.
Sure.
All I need to do is just a detour here and go straight to Quebec and get to where I'm going.
So as you can see, we have already placed our first layer again of lateral, which is being compacted. We water it normally, and then we will soon be compacting again, so to ensure that it achieves more strength.
Is that a fire truck?
The water browser.
The water browser.
Water truck.
Yeah, that's it. But engineering wise, it's water.
By the time I leave from here today, I'll be well skilled in engineering technology. Water truck now
So
is
you see,
water
so you see, to reduce the level of dust on the road, I have to water the road like twice a day.
Okay.
So we do that in the morning and in the evening. Yes.
That's nice,
So
because
that-
even that is going to cause some environmental impact.
Yes,
if you
yes.
just leave it like
We
that.
are aware of these
Yeah.
things.
So QE24, a Liberian group that is doing the construction work of the entire Chicken Soup Factory pavement. It's not going to be asphalt. Speaking to the engineers here with me, they've been gracious enough to offer us a guided tour. So we're not just speaking off our heads, but we have professional knowledge and professional intervention here as well. So I'm guessing this is covered 1.
Yes.
Yes, this is cover 1.
So, okay, so this is cover line number 1. As you can see, we have done with our cover placement, our reinforcement, the formwork, construction, the formwork for end structures and the encasement. So it is ready for casting. Yeah, so later today we'll be casting this, and then after that we'll have to wait for about 14 days curing before we can loosen all our foam.
Another major concern has got to do with interagency workings, where you have pipes, you have water lines, you have telecommunications lines, and the rest. You know, usually when people are excavating and it's unguided, you tend to disrupt these lines and rupture these lines as well. Has there been any sort of interagency workings to mark these lines and all of these things to make sure you don't uproot LEC wires or water and sewer pipes and the rest?
Yeah, yes. Okay, when we were excavating this line, we caused damage to that pipe, as you can see. The blue one, the white one.
And there's another one there.
There's another one there, the white one. So what we did was we communicated with Liberia Water and Sewer, and the director himself came here. They did all of quantities and things. We were able to resolve it. So that's how you see it reconnected, but they were damaged. Okay. Yeah, so going forward, we'll be more careful.
Going forward, we are in communication with them. Whenever we are about to excavate, we call them to identify where they have their lines. Yeah. That's why you see our line full, that one was not damaged because we knew where it was, so we could escape it.
Yeah. All right, so guys, we've come to the end of the line, but this is not our last visit. We'll be checking up on projects as these. We'll go into other project sites, you know, as part of our duty is to bring the reality to people, you know, so that when politicians speak and people ask, but where is the reality, we come on the ground. If we had not met works here, we would have reported that indeed we didn't meet anybody working on the Chicken Soup Factory Road corridor. No. But the fact that you're here, you're working, we're seeing the work that we're doing, we'll make it our duty, you know, to continuously check on the project, because this is not just for the people of Chicken Soup Factory, but it's for the entire country. And we as a media institution, we're concerned about that. And looking at structures in the waterways and the rest, you know, sometimes it's a bit tricky. But if you want your project to be a long-lasting one, you do what is permanent. Have you guys had any reason to demolish structures that are in the waterway to make way for your covers and your water lines?
Yeah. As you can see right there, there was a shop that was demolished because it was in the waterway. So we have that, and we are cognizant of it. Like, we will not build a structure where water will terminate into some other property. So once you're in the waterway, I mean, it is not us to do it, but SUNY comes and SUNY identify these things, and they clear them off.
So as you can see, the marking on the wall there, that's how demolition or self-demolition was done. Okay. Later on, we ourselves will demolish till we reach the ground adequately or the inlet level of the pipe, so that the water will be able to discharge freely.
Oh. Yes. So the people did their own demolition.
Yes. I told you earlier, I said they are
to salvage. They did that to salvage some of their materials and things, because when we are adequately, when public work is demolition, there won't be no adequate means to salvage some of the material.
One key question slipped. I know we're wrapping up. You have to go and do your technical work. But when did this project begin in terms of you guys commencing work here on this road corridor?
So, a whole lot of things involved.
Yeah, just when you brought your machine.
Oh, just when we came with our machines and our
not the whole.
Yes, it was in January.
January of this year.
January of this year.
So we're in March.
Yes.
So it's been barely 3 months.
Yes.
And you've made this progress.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll be checking up on you again. Your name again?
Shadrach Nyima.
Shadrach Nyima. Thank you for speaking with us. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Diamond. Thank you.
Mr. Matadi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Thank you for speaking with us as well. We appreciate it. All right, so I have to take my gadgets. All right. Thank you. All right, so folks, this is how we wrap it up right here from Chicken Soup Factory. We'll be doing this on many of the road projects that are currently ongoing across Monrovia, and we'll be taking trips outside of Monrovia County as well. Our next trip will be out of the county. We cannot tell you where, because we do not want engineers and the rest, you know, to put up a show for us. We'll bounce on you, Bob bounce, rule change, story change. Jurassic Joe has been here producing for us on behalf of the entire crew. Thank you so much for watching. And from Chicken Soup Factory, that will soon have for itself a rigid mass pavement or mass rigid pavement. Either of the ways, mass concrete pavement. The engineers are at the back and they're giving me the right pronunciation and the right phrase to use. So mass concrete pavement to come here in Chicken Soup Factory, and a community that has struggled with huge potholes because I've been here, and sometimes you have road connectivity issues. This is about to be remedied. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.
Okay, Chief.
All right, boss man. Thank you.
Nice.